We're diving deep. You already know we're diving deep. So I'm back in school now officially, which means we're all back in school now officially. And I'm coming through sharing some of the knowledge and the wisdom that I have been picking up. That seems kind of abstract from the study that I'm actually taking upon myself right now. You see, while I'm chilling in my microeconomics class, wanting to get a deeper understanding of the meaning of a term. I don't even remember what term I was looking up at this time, honestly, because it led me, I'm a lover of words. I love to dive deep into the etymology, or if you don't know, now you know. So I'm up here in the etymological text. Did I say that right? Digging up, looking for the meaning behind a specific word, and I find out that there's a study, there's like a science, like a physics called metalogic. And I'm like, metalogic? I never heard of that before. Of course, I heard of metaphysics. All of us seems to know a metaphysician, a neighborhood metaphysician these days, right? But metalogic, and then I dived a little bit deeper and found out there was something called metamathematics. And then I was diving deeper into logic and reasoning. Actually, I'm reading a book about it right now. This is the book that I'm reading, Being Logical. It's based off of a word I looked up in a microeconomics class. And come to find out, there's a science called ontology. Ontology. ONTOLOGY, which is also a metaphysical science and study that deals with the physical science and study of the being and essence of things and the metaphysical science of nature. I'm looking down here at my notes here because I had to document this. I'm like, and ontology and logic is actually a branch. Well, ontology is a branch of metaphysics, while logic is a branch of philosophy. And so I'm over here, mind blown, because I didn't even realize that there were other branches within the study of metaphysics. And I know this may not be like a fascinating discovery for some, but I assure you this is a fascinating uh, discovery for me, as I had never heard of this concept before. Never. Until taking a microeconomics class and looking up the etymology of, I don't even know what I was looking at, but it led me to a deeper understanding of logic. Because microeconomics is pretty much studying the decisions that consumers and suppliers make on how, for the consumer side of the house, how they go about spending their resources. And on the supplier side, how they go about producing and making and setting prices and determining the quality, the quantity, the quantity. See that I've been really deep into my studies. I need to get some rest. So I've been on that late night studying and mom duty and work and etc., etc. And I'm here just bookmarking and stamping something that has been brought to my attention that I would like to dive deeper into. However, I got a real live college algebra test coming up on polynomials and quadratic equations, and I really need to get to studying. And I'll be back. And speaking of equations, since we're there and I'm sharing some of the information that I have been gathering, because I'm linking it to my craft, of course. So now I'm going to school with a different mindset. How can this help to take my craft further? And once again, this may not be like breaking news, but it's just another way of looking at mathematics, in particular equations. For those of you who are into astrology, I have reason to believe that equations in its many forms, linear equations, polynomial equations, right? Quadratic equations, any equation that you need to solve with an equal sign, I'm starting to believe is linked to the energy of Libra. And I'm starting to believe that Libran energy, we know we always talk about balance when we talk about Libra. That's one of the key words that's attributed to Libran energy. And equilibrium may be brought up every now and then. But what astrologer told you to look into equations when wanting to understand Libran energy a little bit more? Let me further explain. I don't have my math notebook out here. Let me see if I could give you a quick example real quick. These mathematical equations, right? First of all, when you're taking algebra, we notice that numbers become substituted with letters, right? So right there, we're substituting a letter for a number, and that letter is a variable that can represent an infinite amount of possibilities, depending on where it is placed in the equation and what is happening around that particular letter, aka variable in the equation, right? And when you're solving an equation, let's say we're trying to set something to zero. Let's talk about polynomials real quick, since I have a math quiz coming up on polynomials. So you may have something that looks like this. You might have like x squared plus 5x minus 10 equals 0. You might have a math problem that looks like this right here. I don't know if it's coming up backwards or what. And in order to solve this equation, there are going to be many, many steps that we're going to have to take in order to solve for 0. And because of this exponent here, I just circled it a little bit sloppily, which is called the degree of a problem as well. There can be 2 possible answers to solve this equation. I don't know why I just told you all of that. Maybe because I want you to understand that these metaphysical occult sciences are also linked to actual physical sciences and mathematical classes that we may have been subjected to while in school. And for some reason back then it didn't click for me how algebra, my daughter calls it voodoo math, how algebra, how algebra and logic and science, physics, arts, music, how all of those basic rudimentary skills and classes that we learn in school can actually assist us with taking our metaphysical, metamathematical, metalogical, and beyond studies further, and how Libran energy, I think, is a good to study equations. Even if you just look at a few math videos that's talking about equations and seeing how they balance it out, how what you do on one side of the equal sign or equation you have to do on the other side of the equal sign in order to balance it out. I think it gives you a great symbolic representation of how to actually do alchemy and how to balance out energies. Okay, I've been rambling. I told y'all I'm a little bit, okay, ready to go to sleep and replenish and rejuvenate and restore for a minute. And I just wanted to check in and share a few interesting things that I've been learning while back in school here lately. Sun in, out, above, beyond, below, beneath, underground, all around, uptown, downtown, midtown, here, there, anywhere, everywhere, nowhere, past, present, future, now, out.